we go. So that's where you can see me. So we're just going to start by warming the neck up. So stand up nice and tall. Remember mountain pose. Feet fist width apart. Stand nice and tall. Squeeze your bottom. Engage your tummy muscles. Shoulders back and down. And just breathe nice and gently. Just going to stretch the neck. So take the neck over to the right hand side. We're looking for a stretch to come into the side of the neck. Just hold it there and breathe. Inhale, bring the neck back to the centre. Exhale, take it over to the other side. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale over. One more time over to the left. Inhaling up and exhaling over. Bring it back to the centre. And if you're missing having lots of hugs, let's give ourselves a self-hug. So just wrap your hands around your shoulders. You grab them from just behind your shoulders. You kind of really want to pull your shoulders forward. Give those shoulders a nice good stretch behind you. I've moved, so I'm coming back into mountain pose. Squeeze them forward. Think about lifting the elbows up. Just gently stretching the elbows up towards the sky. And slowly lower the elbows back down. Release the arms. So we're going to do some sun salutations. That's normally a good way to warm the body up. So come to the short end of your mat, standing in mountain pose as your starting posture. Don't forget, squeeze your bottom muscles. Engage your tummy, lengthen your feet, push your feet into the floor. Shoulders back and down. Hopefully your neck is nicely in line with your ankles. You're going to inhale, take your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, swan dive your hands down to the floor. If your hamstrings are tight, don't forget, bend the knees. Look down towards your knees. Just breathe. We're going to half lift. So push your chest forward. Try and straighten your legs a little bit because you're taking the tension out of your hamstrings. Keep your neck nice and neutral. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down to the floor. Inhale, step out with your right foot into plank. And then your left foot into plank. And as you exhale, you're going to take your knees to the floor. Release your toes. And do kind of a half press up where you take your chin and your chest down towards the floor. Then lower it down. Release the legs. And bring yourself up into Sphinx. Again, if you feel like you want to progress your sun salutations further, just do what you know you can do. So you could be in Cobra already by now, but generally, if your back's a little bit tight, it's always nice to start with an easy Sphinx. Exhale, take your head down to the floor, hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, push back into downward dog. Just gently think about pushing your bottom up to the sky, heels to the floor. Push your hands into the floor. And breathe. So if you've seen one of my other videos I've done a hints and tips on how to bring your leg forward in downward dog. So if you've watched it, I hope that you remember that and bring that into the next step. So as you inhale, you're going to bring your right foot forward towards your hands. Left foot forward to join it. And hang down in a forward bend. Just gently relax the neck. If your hamstrings are feeling a bit tight to start with, remember you can always bend the knees. I've got my knees slightly bent. I do feel a bit tight in my hamstrings today. But I've been out for a bike ride this morning, so that's allowed. Then inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. Hands together. Bring them back to your heart centre and release. And again on the left-hand side, inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. Just gently look up to your hands now. We're adding a little bit more stretching. Exhale, swan dive your hands down to the floor. Relax the neck, push your bottom up to the sky. Release your shoulders, release your neck. Engage your tummy muscles pulling away from the spine. Inhale, you're going to keep all that posture nice and tight. You're going to inhale, bring your chest forward. Keep your neck nice and neutral. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down to the floor. We're going to inhale, step the left foot back into plank. Right foot to join it. Just hold it, take a breath. And then as you exhale, take your knees to the floor. Release your toes, bend your elbows, bringing your chin and chest to the floor, coming down to the floor. Remember, you can come up into Cobra if you want. Think about Sphinx. Now, what I want you to think about here is your shoulders. What I find on my left shoulder is I round my shoulder round. So really think about pushing your shoulders back so that your arms are straight. I don't know whether you can really see that movement, but there's probably about an inch worth of movement pushing my shoulders back. Just breathe. Nice and gently push your elbows and palms into the floor to get a bit more height. Slowly stretch the back out. And as you exhale, take your head down to the floor, hand under your shoulders, tuck your toes, push yourself back into downward dog. Don't forget all those cues. Push your bottom up to the sky and away from you. Heels to the floor. Lengthen your legs. Push your bottom up even further. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale. Step that left foot forward towards the hands. Right foot forward to join it. Coming into a forward bend. Soften your knees, relax your neck. Don't lay your belly onto your legs. Think about trying to engage the muscles of your tummy to try and strengthen the muscles. And then we're going to inhale, bring the hands back up to the sky. Hands together into your heart centre and release. Lovely. I hope you're feeling a bit warmed up. So now we're going to move on to another one. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, swan dive your hands down to the floor. Relax your neck. Release your knees if you need to. Inhale, push your chest up as if you're pushing right away from the body. Lengthen through the tummy. Relax your neck. You want a nice flat back if you can. You don't want the shoulders rounded. Nice, bring the shoulders up if you can. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the floor. You're going to step your right foot back into plank. And then your left foot back into plank. If you want to, you can knees, chest, chin as we did before. Or you can slowly lower chaturanga down to the floor. We're going to inhale, maybe come up into Cobra, baby Cobra with bent knee, bent elbows, or Cobra with straight arms. Just adjusting my arms, they're not quite in the right place. So your arms should be quite straight, shouldn't be too far forward. Just think about your elbows, think about them being nice and straight, push your shoulders up to the sky. Lengthen through your arms. But only if your back says you can today. So as you exhale, tuck your toes under, push back into downward dog. Bring your bottom up to the sky. If you feel your hamstrings are really tight today, then maybe bend your knees, push your bottom away from you. Just like a half downward dog. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring the right foot forward to the hands, left foot forward to join it. Remember your forward bend, release your neck, engage your tummy muscles to pull them away from your legs. And then inhale, bring them up to the sky. Hands together to your heart centre. And release one more time on the left. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive them down to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Remember, flatten the back, push the chest out. Neck nice and neutral. Exhale, bring yourself down. Inhale, step the left foot back into plank. Then your right foot back into plank. And as you exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga down. Coming in to Cobra. Lengthen through the arms, shoulders should be away from your ears. Just gently looking forward. Don't overextend the neck. Neck needs to be in line with your spine. Really try and stretch your chest forward. Get a little bit more range out of the arch of your back. Shoulders back. As you exhale, tuck your toes under, push back into downward dog. Again, you can bend the knees if you want to. It's entirely up to you. Push the bottom up to the sky. Open the arms. You might not want to feel too much tension in your hamstrings today. But just be mindful. We will be doing another version, a couple of downward dogs later on, so we can always try and increase the range when we get to that. And when you're ready, inhale, step your left foot forward towards your hands, your right foot forward to join it. Coming into a forward bend. Just gently feel your hamstrings stretch by pushing your bottom up towards the sky. Try not to lock out the knees. Engage your tummy muscles and use your tummy muscles to help pull you up towards the sky as you inhale. Hands up to the sky. Bring them down to your heart centre. And release. Well done. Hopefully we've warmed up a few muscles. So we're just going to take a little sip of water and then we're going to do some power yoga. So come onto your mat. We're going to face sideways and you want your legs out nice and wide. So we're going to do goddess pose. You want your feet out with a slight angle and you want to come into mountain pose, but with your legs nice and wide. So you can still squeeze your bottom, push your feet into the floor, lengthen your abdomen, shoulders back and down. And your neck nice and neutral. Mine tends to be looking down towards my camera, so I'm sorry about that. So we're going to do goddess squats. We're going to start off with inhaling the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees and come on down. If you don't feel your posture's right, I feel like I can take my legs out a little bit more. So I'm just adjusting my legs in the position and then I'm down into the position that works for me. Okay, so we're going to inhale. Exhale, come down into the squat. We're going to keep doing, so just keep doing that, coming up. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhale up. You should be able to feel your thighs starting to work now. Coming down and up. Remember to keep your tummy muscles nice and engaged. We're just flowing the shoulders, trying to get some movement through the shoulders, get them working so that when we come into a few movements later, they'll feel a little bit more pliant. Exhale down. Inhale up. We're going to exhale down and hold at the bottom. So come into goddess pose, hold with your legs nice and wide. And in a pulse. Just breathe however works for you while you're pulsing. That's 12. Hold the pulse at the bottom. Okay, now we're going to lift the right leg off the floor. So your heel is up. And you're going to pulse again. And bring it down. Change to the other leg. And pulse again. Yep, I can feel my thighs burning too. Keep going. One more. And lower the heel. Lovely. And we're just going to do a few more goddess. So open up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Lovely. Bring yourself to standing. And just bring your feet towards the middle of the mat. Give them a little shake. So hopefully your thighs are feeling nice and warm now. So we're just going to do a little stretch for our thighs. So it's a balance. So take your weight over onto your left leg and just grab the heel of your back foot. We're just trying to stretch through the thigh that we just used. So just nice gentle stretch. We're not overbalancing. Think about pushing your knee down towards the floor. Really trying to stretch through the hip. Lower the leg down. We're going to inhale, transfer over to the other leg. And again, think about pushing the knee down towards the floor. Really kind of think about how you can increase the stretch. It's not about just standing and balancing. It's about trying to increase the stretch coming all the way through your thigh. Shoulders back. And release the leg. Give it a good little shake. So we're going to come into downward dog now. So bring your knees down to the floor, coming into tabletop. Tuck your toes under. And we're going to do, we'll often talk about paddling the legs when we do downward dog. And what I want you to do is a 30-second paddle on each leg. So hold the leg. So one leg's bent, one leg's straight, and hold that just so that you can really feel the benefit of the stretch down one side. Often doing both legs together is quite intense. If you do one leg at a time, you might find that you can slowly bring your heel closer to the floor. So downward dog, starting in tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, push your bottom back towards the sky. So think about your body placement. Feet fist width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Feet shoulder width apart, sorry. So push your bottom up to the sky, lengthen your arms, and then bend your left knee and try and push your right heel down to the floor. You can come up right onto the tiptoes and have the left leg nice and bent. You know me, I can never get my right and left correct. So really think about your belly. With the bent leg, I can feel my belly touching my leg. So really think about squeezing the belly in. Use the belly. Really try and push your bottom up to the sky while pushing your heels down. Think about your shoulder blades. You want to push your shoulder blades almost up your back so that your shoulders are away from your ears and your head is nice and relaxed. So that's got to be about 30 seconds. So now swap over to the other side. Push your other heel down. Now you might find that you haven't got the strength in your wrists to stay here for too long. We're going to do 2 sets of these, on one in each side. So just do each one for as long as you want, swap over, and if you feel uncomfortable, come off your wrists just to give your wrists a rest. So think about pushing your bottom up to the sky. Take your belly away from your thigh. Heel towards the floor. Shoulder blades down your back, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Your head's nice and relaxed. And that's got to be about 30 seconds. So swap to the other side again. Push your right heel down towards the floor. Right bottom cheek up to the sky. Keep your belly off your left leg. Really push those shoulder blades down your back. Use your palms, push your palms into the floor, feeling the weight shared equally between your feet and your hands. And then one more time, swap sides. This is the last one. Just be mindful of your wrists. Really push that heel down towards the floor, stretch it out nice and long. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze your thighs up your legs. Another 5 seconds. And we're going to bring the knees down to the floor. So just release your knees. Just sit back onto your heels, release your feet, and just give your shoulders a little bit of a roll because the shoulders might be feeling it a little bit. And we're going to come into child's pose. So bring your knees out nice and wide. And just release your body down to the floor. Stretching. If you feel your shoulders are tight after doing downward dog, then don't stretch them out too far. You can always just put them down by the side. or just put your hands underneath your head. Just depends on your shoulders. If you want to stretch your arms out nice and long, you can do. Just breathe a couple of breaths. And then we're going to come up onto our knees. So just come on up. And we're going to take some weight off the wrist now. We're going to do some standing postures. So bring yourself up to standing as if you were going to start your Sun Salutations. And feet fist width apart. You want mountain pose. We're going to step back into a lunge or into crescent lunge. And we're going to step back, step forward, step back, step forward, alternate legs. So inhale. Exhale, step back into crescent lunge. Foot should be up, your heel should be up. And you're going to inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. All about balance. Exhale, bring your hands down and inhale, step forward. Swap to the other side. Exhale, step back with your right leg. Think about your balance. You don't have to take your legs too far back. Just do it to where works for you. Make sure your tummy muscles are nicely engaged. Squeeze them towards your spine. And inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, step back with the left leg. See if you can increase the range of movement if you can step back a little bit further. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, step forward. Just on your breath, exhale, step back. You can make your breath a little bit longer. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep going. Exhale, step back. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale down. If you're finding it hard to get the arms in, you can just do the step back. So exhale, step back. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Step forward. If you're finding it okay, you can add the arms. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're trying to get the heart flowing, the heart pumping by using the arms. We're going to do one more on either side. Exhale, step back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale forward. One more time. Exhale the right leg. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, step forward. Give those legs a little shake. So now we're going to do everybody's favourite. So where we do the lunge, where we come into plank when we're doing Sun Salutations and step the leg forward. We're going to do step forward and then step back. So bring yourself down into tabletop. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. Step back into plank. So you need to strengthen your wrists for this one. So you're going to inhale, step your right foot forward. Step your left foot, or your right foot back. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Only bring it to where you can. Don't worry if it's back here. As long as you can bring it forward, step it back. And we're just doing one at a time. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Couple more. One more on either side. That's one. Oh, I think I started on the right leg, sorry. And lift. Lower your knees to the floor. And you can do child's pose. Narrow leg or wide leg, up to you. Just chill on down. Hoping your heart rate has increased a little bit now. So come on up if you want to. Take a sip of water. Water's always good. I'd like to say it's my favourite drink. I think there's one that might rival it on a Friday evening. I'm not saying what that is. Okay, so we're coming down onto our knees and wrists again. So we're going to do bird pose. So you're coming onto your wrists, knees nice and wide. And we're just going to take our leg out behind us. So one leg at a time, take the left leg out behind you, keep your bottom nice and flat, legs out. You don't want to twist the hips open and twist the foot, you want the bottom nice and level. So we're going to bring the leg up, bring it down. You're touching the toe to the floor, bringing it back. So just breathing, just bring your leg up and down. Breathe to your own speed. You might find you do an inhale and exhale for 2 moves or 1 move. Just keep thinking about the leg nice and flat and nice and long. Keep it going. 2 more. Ooh, bring the knee back. We're going to swap to the other side now. So we take your right leg back. Keep the leg straight. Keep your bottom nice and in line. I've just noticed my bottom was nice and high. You want the bottom in line with each other. So lower the leg, bring it up. Don't have to, there's no overextension of the leg. It's just straight with the body. Engage your core muscles to keep your back nice and flat. Couple more. 1 more. Bring the leg back down. Okay, so now we're going to do another version. So take the left leg up, straighten the leg. Now you want to bend the foot up. So the knee is 90-degree bent. And then you're going to push the foot up to the sky. Get your hips nice and level. That's 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. 8. 10. Release the leg down. Swapping over to the other side. Inhale. And exhale down. Inhale up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I can feel that in my bottom. Just take the weight off your wrists. Give your hands a nice little shake. And then we're going to do another version where we do legs and arms together. So coming up. If you're feeling that your wrists are struggling a little bit, you can always come down onto your elbows. It is possible, just means the angle of the back is slightly different. So just to show you, I will come down onto my elbows. So I'm going to take my right leg back and my left arm forward. So my positioning is slightly different. You should be nice and straight, but because my elbow's on the floor, I'm slightly down. So I'm just going to hold. And release them down. Swap over to the other side. And hold. Keep breathing though. We're just holding the posture rather than the breath. And release. Bring it back. Ooh, 1 more time on either side. Feeling like I've had a workout already. Keep breathing. Keep that tummy engaged. And release to the floor. Release, hopefully not collapse. So 1 more time. Left leg out. Right leg out. And lower down. Well done. Oh, if you want to sit into child's pose, please do so. Feel like you're stretching your back out. We're using the core and the back quite a bit, so make sure you try and elongate them as you lay in child's pose. Just stay there. Get your breath back. So come on up. Take a sip of water if you want some. We're going to do 1 more exercise on our wrists. So I hope your wrists are feeling okay. This one isn't so easy to do on your elbows, so just do what you can. Come and rest, but we're going to do a flow of movements. So you might do a few, stop, take a breath, and come back and join us. It's entirely up to you. So we're starting off in tabletop. We're going to tuck our toes under and do bear pose. So with bear pose, it's just a gentle lift of the knees off the floor. So you don't want to lift them too far, maybe a couple of inches. I've got mine about 3 inches off the floor. And we'll hold that pose. 10. And push up into downward dog. Push your bottom up as you exhale. Might need to increase your stance a little bit. Take your hands out a little more. Push your bottom up to the sky. Really lengthen into downward dog. And then we're coming forward into plank. So bring yourself forward. Try not to have your bum too high in the air or too low down to the floor. It's supposed to be a nice straight position. And then bring your knees to the floor. Release your toes. Just give your wrists a shake. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. We're going to do bear again. So tuck the toes under. And bring your knees off the floor. Keep breathing. Push back into downward dog. Just adjust your positioning slightly. Might have to move your legs out or your hands out. Nice deep breaths. Push your bottom up towards the sky. Coming into plank. So bring your weight forward over your arms. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze your tummy. Really push your hands and feet into the floor to keep you up. And you bring your knees to the floor. Release, sit back into child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. So bring yourself back into tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Coming into bear. So make sure your tummy muscles are nice and engaged. Using your shoulders nice and flat. Inhale, lift your knees off the floor. Come on, you can do it. Couple more seconds. And push your bottom up into downward dog. Well done, everybody. So pushing your heels towards the floor. Really feel an increase in stretch. Be mindful of how you first felt when you did downward dog, and have you lowered your heels to the floor a little bit more? Do your calves and hamstrings feel less uncomfortable? Or your shoulder might feel a little bit more looser. So we're going to come forward into plank one last time. Squeeze your tummy. Squeeze your bottom muscles. And then lower your knees to the floor. Well done. Oh, give those wrists a nice little circle. Give them a bit of a shake. And we're going to just do a seated pose. You're going to need your blocks now. So just going to sit cross-legged with a block either side. If your knees are feeling tight, you don't have to sit cross-legged. You can always sit with your legs out in Dandasana. So Dandasana is a straight-legged pose. It does the same thing. But what I want you to really think about is having your arms just slightly behind you. So take the blocks slightly behind you. And at the moment, my arms are bent. I want you to think about lifting your chest up. So look how far my chest lifts. I've lifted about sort of 3 inches, and I want you to use your arms to increase that stretch. So you're going to inhale, lift up, really think and feel you're almost lifting your bottom off the floor. Shoulders, I've just noticed my right shoulder was higher than my left. So make sure your shoulders are nice and long. And sit in that position with your arms pushing into the floor. Now, think about holding that position nice and long and removing your arms from the block. Resting your hands onto your knees and feel how much work your tummy now has to do for this pose. Keep it tall. Keep your neck nice and long, nice and engaged. How tough is sitting still? This is really tall, really hard, really trying to keep my tummy muscles engaged. And then just fall out of the position, just kind of collapse. Lovely, right. So we're going to take that posture a little bit further. So what I want you to think about doing is putting your hands back on the blocks, plural, or the books, depending on what you've got. So push your hands into the floor. Really keep your shoulders nice and level. This time I want you to actually lift your bottom off the floor. So I've got about an inch gap underneath my bottom. Lovely. And lower it down. We're going to try and see if we can lift the feet off the floor. So try and not have your legs totally crossed. Have your legs so that one can get free of the other. This is all hypothetical, it may not work. So, just think about lengthening through your body, lifting your bottom off the floor. And then take the front leg, see whether you can lift the front leg. It doesn't matter how far the knee comes off the floor, but you're using your shoulders and your arms to lift the leg off. And lower it down, lower your body down. You might want to change the cross of your legs so it's easy to get the front leg out because we're going to try and lift the other leg. So again, push into your blocks, lengthen away from the floor, really use your arm strength to see whether you can lift the other leg off the floor. So it was a bit of power yoga, it's good strength for your shoulders and your arms and your tummy. And lower down. Okay. We're going to try one more time on either side. So cross the legs the other way. Make sure they're not too crossed so they don't catch on each other. All in the aid of health and safety, so no damage is done in your living rooms. So, lengthen through the arms. Lift the bottom off the floor. See if you can lift your front leg off the floor. You might even be able to straighten it out in front of you. It's up to you. And lower it down. Well done. One more time on the other leg, so cross the legs over the other way. Shoulders might be feeling it a bit now. Whew. So inhale, push on up, lengthen through the body, bottoms off the floor. See if you can lift the front leg, maybe even straighten it out in front of you. And lower down. So for those of you who may have the strength in your arms to do it, there is the possibility of lifting both legs. I haven't managed to do this one yet, but we're going to give it a go. So lift through the arms, see whether you can lift. 1, 2 legs. Oh no, I can't even lift it and bounce it off the floor. Oh, lovely. Just bring your hands round your knees. Give yourself a little pat on the back. You're doing brilliantly so far. Oh, I've got a warm arm. Oh. We're going to come back up to standing now. Give the arms another rest. So just move your blocks off your mat. Take a sip of water if you want to. And we're going to come into warrior position. So start at the top of your mat. I'm going to step back with my left leg so I can see, or so you can see me on the camera. So inhale, tall, exhale, step back, coming into warrior two. You want to open the hips so you're facing towards the side and bring your arms into warrior two position. So bring the arms down in front of you. I'm going to circle the arms up to the sky. Bring them into prayer. Bring them back. Down. And inhale. Arms up. And exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, bring them into warrior two arms. I'd like you to think about straightening your front leg. So push your bottom back to straighten the leg. As you exhale, lean forwards. Coming into, and we're going to bend the leg. So bend the leg and come back into right arm down and the other arm over the top. So coming into extended side arm. Side angle, so. We're going to come back into warrior two. So inhale, bring the arms back. Exhale, coming into reverse warrior. Inhale, bring your arms back to the center. And we're going to do that again. So bring your arms down. Inhale, bring them up to the sky. Palms together. Exhale down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale down. Keep your tummy nice and engaged. Keep the outside edge of your foot down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale down. Bring them into warrior two. Look down your front arm. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, lean forward. And then as you inhale, bring your arm and your elbow together. Bring your other arm around to the front. So you should have a nice line between your foot and your hand. Come back into warrior two. Exhale, coming into reverse warrior. Inhale, bring your arms back. Release. So we're going to change our legs round. So because I'm facing forwards, I'm just going to turn my angle this way. So I'm going to turn my left foot forward and my right foot back. So I'm just coming into warrior two on the other side, opening my hips. Inhale, lift my arms. So think about the knee on the front leg. You don't want the knee tilting inwards. It needs to be in line with the foot. So you may feel a pull right into the top of the groin here. So inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale them down to your chest. Inhale them up. Exhale them down. And again, inhale them up. Exhale down. Bring them into warrior two. The inhale. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, lean forward. And then bend the knee, bring the hand on, bring the arm around. Come back into warrior two. Inhale, bring the arms round. Exhale into reverse warrior. Inhale, coming back to warrior two. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale them down towards the floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Bring them back into warrior two. So as you inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, bend the knee. Bring the arm and bring the hand around. Inhale, back to warrior two. And now we're coming into reverse warrior. So turn your palm up, coming up as you exhale. Inhale, back to warrior two. Release the arms, bring the legs round, and bring yourself back to a standing position. I never do that very delicately. I have to learn how to do that properly. Oh, how are you feeling? Hopefully your muscles are feeling quite warm. You might not feel sweaty yet, but you do have a little bit more time. We're going to do 2 more movements and then it's Shavasana time. So it's 11:15, gives us another 15 minutes. So we're going to do low boat. So normally we do high boat, which is like a V-sit, but we're going to lay ourselves onto the floor. Bring your back onto the floor. Then bring your legs up into the sky. So straighten your legs up. And what I want you to do is put your arms down to the floor by the side of you, shoulders pushing into the floor. I want you to think about your abdomen. Make sure it's nice and engaged. We're going to take the legs back away from us slightly. So you come back about maybe 4 or 5 inches. Make it slightly harder on the tummy. And then we're going to inhale and lift our head and our shoulders off the floor. Squeeze your tummy muscles in. We're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to do that again. So take the legs up to the sky, take them away from you. Shoulders down, arms down. Engage your tummy muscles, get them nice and tight. And as you inhale, lift your head, shoulders off the floor, lift your arms as well. We're going to hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. We'll do that one again, but I want you to think about your leg positioning this time. So if you found that the positioning of your legs was way too easy and you think you can take them away from your body towards the floor a little bit more, then please feel free to do so. So lift the legs up to the sky and take them out away from you. Squeeze your tummy muscles, palms to the floor, shoulders pushing into the floor. And when you're ready on your next inhale, lift up. Keep breathing. And slowly release, bring your knees back to your chest. Well done. So we're going to do the leg part of that movement again, but without the lifting of the body. So we're going to take the legs up to the sky, arms down to the floor, shoulders down. I want you to engage your core muscles, really squeeze them, and then see if you can lower your legs down towards the floor. Just go to where you feel the shake starting and stop there. And then just hold about 10 seconds. And release. Hug them into your chest again. And one more time. So lift the legs up to the sky, arms and shoulders flat to the floor. Engage your tummy muscles. Keep them engaged and take the legs away. Make sure your back does not arch up off the floor. If it does, you've taken your legs too far. You want your back nice and neutral. And hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Just bring your knees back to your chest. Well done, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed your power session for today. Lots of work on tummies, thighs, arms, and all of the muscles in the aforementioned places. So it is Shavasana time. So if you've got your lavender bag or you've got your towel, place that over your eyes. You could put your feet up the wall, up the sofa. You could sit on the sofa. Got somebody who quite likes doing that. So just be aware of your body laying on the floor. You want to take your legs out a little bit wider so your knees are a bit wider, even if they're on the sofa. Make sure your back's nice and neutral if you're laying flat on the floor. We've just finished by doing some work to strengthen the back and the core, and it may be quite tight. So again, you could put your knees bent and your feet to the floor. And if you're anything like me, you can feel your heart beating in your chest. So instead of focusing on your breath today, I'd like you to focus on the beat of your heart. So breathing in and out through your nose. Just concentrate on your heart and feel the beat. Don't focus on the breath. Feel your heart beating. But still continue to breathe so that you're bringing your heart to a quieter pace. Mine's still beating quite deeply in my chest, quite fast. I'm just trying to relax it and allow it to calm down. You must want to take your inner vision, your focal point down to your heart, and feel your heart slowly start to decrease the amount of beats it's doing per minute. I'm sitting up cross-legged while I talk to you, and I'm very aware that I can feel my heart beating or my pulse being around my stomach or my abdomen. Just breathing, remember to concentrate on your heart. Make sure it feels good. You can feel the beat slowly quietening in your chest. You may be able to feel and hear other noises around your body. My tummy's gurgling like a good one. But that's a really good sign if your tummy's gurgling, that your body has started to relax. So if you feel that your heart has now reached a quieter phase, you can't feel it beating so heavily in your chest, we're going to take our focus onto our breath. We're going to think of a triangle. The point of the triangle, one of the points pointing up to the sky. It's a 3 points equal sided triangle. And as you exhale, you're going to breathe down one side of your triangle. You're going to hold your breath along the bottom of the triangle. And then you're going to inhale your breath back up to the top point. So you can do your breath for a count of 2. You can do your breath for a count of 3. Or you can do your breath for a count of 4, whatever works for you. You're just tracing the side of your triangle, and the longer your breath, the bigger your triangle is. You're using your inner focus, your vision, your closed eyes to see the sides of your triangle. And having something to concentrate on can help you. So just breathing nice and gently. Focus on that triangle and nothing else. If your mind is stopping you from concentrating, just talk to your mind and ask it if it will just allow you a few moments of peace, and it will be back. You'll be back with it once we've finished or Shavasana. So keep tracing your triangle. You can change your breath. If you're counting to 2, you could count to 3. If you're counting to 3, you could count to 4. And if you're counting to 4, you could lower it down and just count to 2 or 3. If you wanted to, you could always increase and count to 5. It's all down to the capacity of your lungs and what you feel that they can do. Just breathing, chasing that square triangle. Think about finishing the triangle at the top point. Wherever you are on your cycle, make sure you finish. And then just bring your breathing back to normal with an inhale and an exhale. Be aware of your body and how it feels as you lay on the floor. We've given it a nice workout today, some strength moves, a bit of power yoga, holding poses, trying to use your body weight as the weights. So hopefully you can feel you've had a little bit of a workout even while you're laying on the floor. So we're going to bring ourselves out of Shavasana slowly. So take a nice deep breath. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Maybe take your neck from side to side, just gently trying to release the muscles in the neck. And if you've got your legs up the sofa, just be mindful you need to move slightly differently to bring yourself on. We're going to start with a full body stretch. So even if you're on the sofa with your legs up in the air, you can still stretch your legs out away from you, but they're just pointing to the air. So as you inhale, take your hands over your head towards the back of the room. Really stretch your arms out, stretch your shoulders. Feel it coming into your core. And stretch your toes away from you. You want to feel it all the way through your calves, your shins, your quads, your hamstrings, all the way through your hips. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Inhale your left knee to your chest and bring your hands to your knees to join that. Just gently rock from side to side. If you've still got a lavender bag or towel on your eyes, then maybe just remove them while you're rocking gently side to side. So then we're going to come on up to a seated cross-legged position. You can keep your eyes closed. It's up to you. It's maybe quite bright where you are. You don't want to make the eyes squint too much. So think about the posture we did where we had our hands on the blocks by the side of us, where we tried to lengthen through our chest, lengthen through our spine. That's what I mean when I'm saying about really lengthen yourself up. It's a different feeling. You get the tummy muscles all engaged while you're sat down. So bring your hands to your heart centre. Just rest your thumbs onto your chest. Relax your elbows down. Just take a few more breaths. Feel that calmness that's washed over your body. And I hope you'll keep this calmness with you for the rest of your day. Om Shanti. Namaste.